So guys, today we're going over the death of Pokemon. Pokemon actually has been dying for the last few years. It hasn't been a recent thing. I think the day Pokemon started dying was Pokemon Go. Quite easily the worst Pokemon game ever made. I don't care if you're a mobile gamer and of course will buy anything on the phone. I had Pokemon Go and it was the worst experience I've ever had. There was no real wild battles. There was no EXP. It was replaced with some garbage called CP. And there was other garbage as well in the game that doesn't make any sense. There were no items because there were no wild battles because Nintendo has to be, not Nintendo, Niantic. Easily the company that ruined Pokemon. I'm not surprised that Niantic's probably behind the scenes of Pokemon Let's Go. But then we had we only had Gen 1 Pokemon, which only appealed towards Gen 1ers. And the game died relatively quickly. The game went from like 80 million players a day to like 2. To like 5 million. That's really the steepest decline I've ever had. And those were the hardcore Pokemon fans who were really in the way. And that was still ever decreasing until Gen 2 came out, or it went up to like 8 million players and went back down. Gen 3, it actually went back up to like 10 million when Gen 3 came out, but then it started going back down again. Gen 4 is not going to create any more user traffic in Pokemon Go, because nobody wants to play the same garbage over and over again. Only the PokeTubers who will probably want to return back to Pokemon Go, because of course they really wanted to say how great Pokemon Go is. But it's not going to ever happen because I have the real Pokemon games. I don't have to buy Pokemon Go. And then they're telling me that I have to, that the only Pokemon that is coming in Pokemon is, and Pokemon Let's Go is, Meltan. You're telling me that's the new Pokemon? Give me a break, Nintendo. And then we have Pokemon Sun and Moon, which came out the same year. Pokemon Sun and Moon, actually it came out in 2016. Pokemon Sun and Moon are quite easily one of the worst main series Pokemon games in Pokemon history. Until Pokemon Let's Go comes out, they're easily the worst. They removed gyms. They had all these useless cutscenes that don't really amount to anything. They had all these really bad Pokemon like Bruxis and Crabominable. Most of the art style for Pokemon Sun and Moon are just really just it's just bad. The art style for Pokemon Sun and Moon is just bad. Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon is more the same. It's the same thing. And we also had the death of Mystery Dungeon as well in 2015. Super Mystery Dungeon was complete garbage. They removed everything enjoyable about the gameplay. The story was good, but what makes up a game is the gameplay. And the gameplay is just, now it's just, you have these level up systems, so you can level up your moves. You have these stupid Rooplets, which was completely unnecessary because it removes any sort of strategy in the games. You also get like such few EXP from fighting wild Pokemon. Your normal attack does absolutely nothing. Basically, they're basically encouraging you not to use it. So why put it in the game if it only does like 5 damage? Why? You can't even tell us how much HP the Pokemon has. So what's the point of having that in the game? And your story evolved around you going to school. That game is just completely garbage, and it's just a disgrace to Mystery Dungeon as a whole. The franchise as a whole, this new one, is just a disgrace. I actually agree with the critics on this one. It's not a good game, especially IGN, who gave it a really low review. Of course, the Poketards will give it a high review and saying how great the story was. But is the story really that great that the gameplay has to be such an awful piece of garbage like in Gates to Infinity? They kept all the same thing of Gates to Infinity, but they made it worse. You can't even have Pokemon inside anymore. Can't even recruit Pokemon from the dungeons anymore, which is like one of the best things from Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. You have to do these special missions to get Pokemon, so that means you can't get more than one type of Pokemon. So if I want to have a team of 4, like let's say Gyaradoses, you can't have that happen because Nintendo loves to ruin your dreams. And then we had Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. I think this is gonna mark the tombstone for Pokemon. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee is basically stripping down all of Pokemon's accomplishments. It really is. Pokemon Let's Go is really stripping down everything. They're not even calling Pokemon Masters. It's calling them Master Trainers. Which is a big red flag because now Nintendo doesn't even know what they'll... And they're not even calling them Pokemon Masters anymore. Calling them Master Trainers because for some reason we can't just call them Pokemon Masters. We have to call them Master Trainers now. We have no wild battles. Of course, no wild battles. And of course, it provides a new post game. It provides more challenge. But what's so challenging about just throwing a Pokeball at a Pokemon? It's really Pokemon Go. It's not even a real Pokemon game. And of course, PokeTubers are so excited, like always, because they have to because they want to make people get hyped for this game. But remember Duke Nukem Forever, Mighty Number 9? Remember when I said Mighty Number 9 and No Man's Sky were gonna fail? I was like one of the few people who were gonna say those games are gonna fail. No Man's Sky failed because it was a boring and empty game. Mighty Number 9 failed because it tried recreating something that nobody wanted, that only 90s kids were dreaming of. No one else. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee are not Pokemon games. It's Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go is not a Pokemon game. You have to pay $40 for a dumb Pokeball that makes Pokemon noises. It can only put Pikachu and Eevee. No other Pokemon at all. You can only put Pikachu and Eevee. And you can't have all Pikachu or Eevee either, because Nintendo does hate you. They hate you at all costs. You can't involve your Pikachu and Eevee. What's the point of having a Pokemon then if you can't not involve Pokemon throughout the game? They also have freaking CP in the game. Because why? Why do we need CP in a main series Pokemon game? Like, Pokemon Let's Go looks promising. It looks cool in HD. But it's never really the full thing. They always have to put something to hold it back. We can't have a full open world Pokemon game like Breath of the Wild did and Mario Odyssey did. No, we have to have Pokemon Let's Go. Quite easily the worst Pokemon game in history. And people will just like to say, no, it's gonna be the best in the history. But this game is just really deceiving you. Pokemon Let's Go will probably fail and not sell at all. But that's the last few years. Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire was the last real good Pokemon game. Until we started going to the garbage. Goodbye.